What's up, nerds? Okay, so I'm going to be reviewing Sinners and everything, and I didn't like the movie. I'm just going to come out the gate with that, but if you saw the thumbnail, okay? And I want to explain why I didn't like the movie because I know everybody's just raving about this movie. Oh, Sinners is so good, the symbology of it all, and I'm just all like, okay, that's fine if you like it. I have no I have nothing to tell you if you liked it. If you liked it, you liked it. That's just how that is. That's just how life is. But I want to tell you why I didn't like it, okay? So, first off, this movie, Ryan Coogler wrote and directed this movie, and the studio got it. And then in his contract, after 25 years, he gets the rights back to this movie, or his estate does, so that way, if he dies, I hope he doesn't die, but if he does within 25 years, like his kids or his family, they'll get the money from this movie because they'll get the rights back and they can give it to, like, they can say, Netflix, you get to rent our movie for your platform for a year or whatever, and they get the money from all that. They get a sweet paycheck or whatever. And that part I'm fine with. I'm like, listen, Ryan Coogler, get your money. But this movie, everybody is just raving about it, and I did not think this movie was very good. I thought it sucked. Like, that's just how it is. I went with my wife, and I just want to say, my wife likes everything. Like, every time we watch a movie, when we're done, I'll be like, what'd you think? And she's like, I liked it. And I'm like, okay, tell me why you liked it. And she tell me. So after this one, I did not like this movie. And I was just like ready to hear why she liked this movie. And I was like, so what'd you think? And she was like, well, that was a waste of time. And I was like, what did she say? I was like, explain, please, what's going on here? And she's just like, I was bored and everything. And I was bored also. So this is the thing. This movie's boring. It's so boring. And the thing is the beginning of the movie, before the vampire showed up, the movie was fine because it was a certain type of movie. Like, it was like The Color Purple. And I didn't have a problem with the historical aspects of it, in Jim Crow South, like all that stuff. Was that stuff true? Yeah, they had a Jim Crow South. Black people were treated a certain way in the South. Asian people were treated a certain way. But I was like, okay, so this is this part of the movie. It's not, I didn't find it exhilarating or anything, but I can respect the historical aspects of it. And then we get to the part of the movie where it turns into friggin' AliExpress Dusk Till Dawn, or Wish, Tales from the Crypt's Demon Night. And I'm just like, okay. And that part of the movie was a completely different movie, and it wasn't that great either, because you get jukebox Avengers that are just like standing ready to face the vampires. I'm sorry. By the way, this review, I'm just going off on stuff because I had a script and I threw it out because I was like, you know what? I don't want to take the time for this nonsense. I just want to just talk about this movie and why I didn't like it. Okay. So we get these two twins, right? And talking about Michael B. Jordan, who I like. Michael B. Jordan, he plays Smoke and Stack, right? Smokestack. Anyways, but and they're twins. And one wears a red hat, one wears a blue hat. And besides that, you can't really tell. And one's got a gold tooth. I think it's Smoke that has a gold tooth, the guy with the red hat. And besides the fact that they wear different hats and one's got a gold tooth, Michael B. Jordan does not do a good job of distinguishing the different personalities of twins. Because I am a twin, and if you met my twin and you met me, although we look alike, we look very much, because we're identical, you can tell who's who when you're talking to us. You can 100%. There's no doubt. Like, if I came in front of you or if my brother came in front of you and said, "Hey, I'm Matt," and then you started talking to him, like, you might believe he's me, but then if you started talking to him, you would find out real quickly, because we just have totally two different personalities in terms of, like, just the way we talk, the way we like, our mannerisms and stuff. It's just totally different. These two twins, it was Michael B. Jordan. Just they gave him a different name, and he put a gold tooth in, and I'm just like, Okay. The technical aspects of it was really good, how they would hug and all that stuff. That part was great. I was like, all right, they did a good job with this stuff. But I'm just like, everybody keeps praising Michael B. Jordan for his ability to act as two different characters. I'm like, but he didn't though. He was the same character, just one had a gold tooth. That's what it was. And he's just fucking two different women, which I want to talk about that also. Okay, so the storyline of this is they're in Jim Crow South. I believe they were in Mississippi. I can't remember. I only saw the movie once. Anyways, and they came down from Chicago to this place where they're from in Mississippi. And they had stolen a bunch of money from a gangster, right? And they buy this sawmill from this racist guy who is the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan. All this stuff, like this part of the movie, I'm like, okay, they're set up, okay? So then, oh, wait, I forgot to tell you. Okay, so in the beginning of this movie, right, I don't remember the name of the actress. And even if I do, it's like Wunmi Masaku. I think that I don't know how to say her name. And I don't care. But she's a good actress. So she tells about how there's these people, and I don't remember what they're called. They're like, but they play music, and they're just so good at playing music, like that, it's almost magical, and they are able to bring forth the spirits of the ancestors or people from the past and the future. That's how powerful their music is. And I just want to tell you right now, that part right there, I'll talk about in just a second. And this guy, Sammy, who is they call him Preacher Boy because he's the son of a preacher man. He is one of these people. I don't remember what they're called. I just don't remember what they're called. And so they buy this sawmill, and they decide to make a juke joint, okay, because they're gonna make some money and everything. And they're just throwing money around, this stolen money around all left and right. And they invite everybody in. Hailee Steinfeld, who is very hot and everything, she's in this movie, and she's apparently like a quarter black. And I'm all like, okay, time out. Everybody gave crap to Emma Stone, like, what was it, like 10 years ago when she was in that Hawaiian movie with what was it, Bradley Cooper or something like that, and she played a Hawaiian woman, or like it was like, she's like, I'm an eighth, Hawaiian or whatever. And people blew their shit. They like freaked out. But Hailee Steinfeld gets a pass in this movie. What? Don't get me wrong. I love Hailee Steinfeld. But we're going to start giving specific people passes because they're in a black movie? I don't think so. That's ridiculous. Hypocrites all the way around, okay? But she's in this movie. She's talking about how, oh, you can steal that gangster's money, but you can't steal this pussy, huh? But yet she's not going to pop a big fat nip. Like, honey, get the hell out of here. There's no titties in this movie. It's not sexy at all. Like, I mean, like, Hailee Steinfeld is sexy, but she keeps talking about, like, come rub this clit and shit. And you're all like, okay, like, yeah, that's hot. Like, sexy, but then you're not going to show anything. Get the fuck out of here with that noise. All right. So then this vampire shows up who is Irish, apparently. And like, they kind of, I don't know, they kind of get into how the Irish were treated badly also. But then he's a vampire. He shows up to these clan members' houses, and he's all like, these Native Americans, the Chippewas or some crap like that. I don't remember what they were. They're all like, he's like, they're chasing me down. Can you please help me? And they are like, no, get the hell off our property, until he shows them gold and everything. And so they let him in, and he turns them into vampires. Because then the Native Americans, they show up. The Choctaw, they show up and everything, and they're vampire hunting. And they realize that it's sundown. So they're like, all right, we need to get the hell out of here and everything. And we never see them again, which I'm all like, okay, fine, whatever. So then he turns them, and then they go to the juke box place because Sammy plays, right? And he's playing. And then all of a sudden, you see the spirits of the ancestors and everything, which was fine until they were like, they bring the spirits of the past and the future. And then all of a sudden you see people breakdancing, you see bitches twerking in the kitchen, and you're all like, oh my gosh, this is just fucking weird. Like you're next to Catfish Fry and some bitch is like shaking her booty hole and you're all like, this is just, I was jarring. Like it took me out of the movie. I was just like, I was laughing. I was like, what are we watching right now? Like this isn't MTV Cribs. Get the fuck out of here with this noise. So I'm all like, this this is just ridiculous. And so this draws in the vampires, right? Because this vampire, he's all like, I want, because then later on he's like, I want him. I want to see my family again, or my ancestors, or some crap like that. I don't remember exactly. Who cares? Right. And so for the last like 20 minutes of the movie, because that's the thing, it's all this setup, and then the vampires show up, and you're just like, all right, let's get into this other movie. And they let all the people, they tell everybody, all the people that come, and they're like, get the hell out of here. And they all leave. And then they turn those people into vampires. Like, Hailee Steinfeld gets turned into a vampire, and then she turns Smoke into a vampire, right? And then so they're like, but they have to be let in because that's a vampire rule, which that's another thing. They don't establish like the vampires, they can kind of fly, because the main vampire guy, who is played by Jack O'Connell, he does a good job in the movie. I mean, the acting wise, everybody does a fine job in the movie in terms of acting. But so he kind of flies a little bit when he turns Hailee Steinfeld. Like he like floats up and everything. And you're all like, okay, fine. So then Hailee Steinfeld turns Smoke because she's like starting to like, grind on his dick and everything, about to have sex or whatnot. But they don't have sex because, this movie's not sexy, So then the vampires are just, chilling outside, being all like, let us in kind of thing. And then eventually the Asian woman, because her husband goes to get the car and he gets turned into a vampire, right? And he's like speaking Chinese to her or whatnot, and she's all like, because they're all mind melded after that, right? So then the Asian woman, she's all like, I've had enough of this stuff. And she's like, come on in, vampires and everything. And I'm like, of course, a woman ruins everything, because all they had to do was wait until sunup. So then, and the whole time they're all like, come join us and everything, which then they talk about like, oh, we're all one people here. And I'm all like, oh my gosh, this is like socialism. Like, the symbology of the socialism is just like crazy. I'm like, get the fuck out of here with this noise. So then the vampires come in, right? And the vampires don't have super strength or anything like that. They're just regular like fighting and stuff. And so they come in, right? And the jukebox Avengers, they take their stance, and they come in, they turn some up, most of them and everything. And Stack, he lets Smoke go and everything. And then, but he's like, you got to promise me you'll leave Sammy alone. And then him and Hailee Steinfeld's character, they escape, right? And the main vampire, the Irish vampire guy, he is got Sammy he's in like the lake that's next to the place or whatever. And he's all like, I'm going to turn you and everything. And he's turned all vampiric. He's got the long fingers and everything. And he's got the big jowls and stuff. And Sammy hits him over the head with his guitar, and it's got silver in it, because he's like all the other vampires, because they're mind meld, they're all like, ah, and everything. And then he eventually, the sun comes up and they all burst into flames, right? All burst into flames, and the vampires die. And Sammy goes back to his dad, and his dad's all like, turn from your evil ways, son. And then you see him, and then like there's a post-credit scene where he's like 60s, he's like in his 60s or so. He's like old, okay, all wrinkly and everything, but he's like a blues player or whatever. And in comes Smoke and Hailee Steinfeld, and they're in their, their 80s gear or whatnot. There's an 80s, 90s gear. They actually look pretty cool. And they're sitting there chit-chatting, having a drink with him. And he's all like, he tells him, he's like, how did you survive that night? And he's like, which I didn't talk about Stack. Give me 2 seconds. I'll tell you about Stack. So he's all like, my brother made me promise that I'd leave you alone. And, I kept my promise. And he's like, and then there are certain things about this movie that I like, and I'll tell you. But one thing that I did like was, and I arguably, this is the best scene of the movie, the very last scene, because he says to Smoke, Vampire Smoke, he's all like, that was the best day of my life I got to drive. I had sex with a woman. I I I got to play and everything. And then he like, left his family or whatever to go pursue his dreams kind of thing. And Smokes, so he's like, "What about you?" And he's like, Smokes all like that. I'm the same. It was last time I saw the sun. It was last time I saw my brother. And I was like, I like that. I like that. Um, and then Stack, all right. So Stack dies, okay. So what they do is they tell the guy that they bought the sawmill from, the white racist guy. They're all like, if you and your Ku Klux Klan members step foot on this property, we're gonna shoot them. And the guy's all like, there's no more Klan down here. And I'm all like, get the hell out of here. Like, nobody believes that, my dude. Well, him and his buddies show up, and Smoke's all like, the vampire, the Irish vampire guy, he told Smoke, he's all like, hey, these two clan members, they told that, we mind melded, and they were all like, they're gonna, in the morning, they're gonna come and shoot you and anybody that's here. So he prepares for them, and they show up, and he just starts shooting. I'm like, you get what you deserve. And he kills him, but he does get shot in the stomach and everything. Although I didn't think that, I'm no medical expert, but I thought his wound was far enough down and to the left or whatever that it wasn't fatal, but apparently it was fatal, because then he did see his ex, which she's like a voodoo priestess or whatever. So he saw his ex and their baby who had died, their daughter, which I thought that was really like kind of touching. Yeah. So I'll wrap this up. So this movie, the thing that I like, the symbology of it that I liked was, and like the whole like sin looks great and everything, and the some of the things that they talked about was interesting, but overall the movie just sucks like a vampire. But it's, I don't understand how, like, if it was me after 25 years, I'd be like, yeah, you can take this pile of shit, have at it, and everything. And that's the thing, like, I do not understand the simping for Ryan Coogler. I don't get it at all. His movies, in my opinion, are mediocre at best. I mean, Black Panther is arguably his best movie. And that movie, like, I thought it was good up until the third act. The third act, I feel like it kind of falls apart a little bit. But I'm all like, it's fine. Black Panther 2 sucked balls. That movie was bullshit. I mean, Ryan Coogler can barely write a check, let alone a movie script. So I'm just like, I'm sorry. Like, I've said this before, but I'm sorry. He just, it is what it is. Again, make your money. If people want to keep buying you would keep hawking your wares and people keep buying it, I say, fine, that's fine and everything. I mean, I went and seen it, so, whatever. Cause I was like, oh, the hype. But this movie's not that great. But I can see why, the things that I did like about it, like I said, it's just two different movies. And that's the part that just kind of gets me. So those are my thoughts on this movie, just in a nutshell. I could talk about this movie for a while, but yeah, tell me what you guys thought about this movie. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What was your favorite part? Who's your favorite character? Never mind. Don't tell me. I don't care. Yeah, go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below, especially the ones how you tell me I'm racist. Those will be fun. Down below, if you like my channel, go and hit that like button. I won't mind if you're new to my channel. Please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on my next movie review. You guys have a good day. Bye.